When you're running a high production machine that's running hundreds of thousands of parts, millions of parts, suddenly the most important thing that matters is speed. By shaving even a nanosecond off of your part, you multiply that by your quantity, you've saved thousands of dollars. So when you're looking at the cycle time on these Swiss machines, you're looking at milliseconds, nanoseconds, cutting it down and making your program as efficient as possible. You might have heard of the channel Smarter Every Day. The guy who runs it, Destin, does all kinds of cool stuff like touring nuclear facilities, showing how rockets are built, and he goes into a lot of depth in all of his videos on how things work and how things are made. One of the things he's been really passionate about these last 4 years is redesigning the humble grill scrubber. I think everybody in Texas has one because of how popular barbecue is. Even I have one at my house. But there's a design flaw with the scrubbers that everyone uses. So what he's been working on is he came up with this, the Smarter Scrubber. Instead of using bristles, it's got a chainmail design, and it's 100% made in the USA. And Destin actually goes into really good detail about how he came up with that scrubber, so check out the video if you haven't already. He's been on a mission to help bring back American manufacturing, and when he needed a part, because he needed to ship out thousands of these scrubbers, he came to us. The part that we're doing is this press fit insert. It doesn't look like a whole lot, but this is actually the piece that's holding together the scrubber against the handle. These parts have to be made perfect, and if this fails, the entire product fails. It's also the piece that's causing a production delay because they need somebody to make these parts, and they don't want to get these parts from China. All this part is a hex with a 1/4-20 thread, and it just press fits right into these plastic handles. One of the things with this job is that I literally took it right before Boombastic. I had about a week to set it up, and I had to scramble to figure out what kind of collets to use. We had to get our material sorted out. So we ended up doing it out of round stock. You could definitely do it a lot faster if it was hex stock. But Hardinge was able to get me the collet that I needed to do this job, so thank you so much, Hardinge. Now the material that we chose is 303 stainless steel, because Destin requested a material that was stainless steel that we could get domestically. And this is pretty easy to source. The other reason is because of the 1/4-20 thread on the parts. Out of all the stainless steels, 303 is the best one to tap. And if we want to do this part quickly, we can't single point it, we need to tap it. The tapping also comes with its own set of problems. I was originally going to use a cut tap, but a cut tap will leave chips on your parts. And you can't have that. You can't have the possibility of chips getting onto your material and ruining other tools or getting caught in the collet. Now the thing is, stainless steel can be tricky to thread, so we wanted to choose a grade that was easy to tap and that we wouldn't have to worry too much about chips building up, because the more you're fussing with chips, that's more time that you're spending on the part and you're losing money. And also if the tap breaks, that's a whole nother mess, because if you're not by the machine when that happens, you could have hundreds of parts that you've already ran that it's missing a threaded hole, and those parts are all scrap. So my pop suggested roll tapping, which wouldn't leave any chips onto the part. I was hesitant at first because we're not holding onto a whole lot of material, and we have these little ridges being formed on the first side, those little grooves in the outside of the parts. So that's even less surface area that you're grabbing onto with your collet. And I know tapping puts a lot of torque onto the parts. But you know what? My dad was right about roll tapping. I actually reached out to OSG and they got us these XPF roll taps. And these things are a beast. I ran thousands of the parts on the same tap, no problem. Threads came out perfect each time, checking it with the thread gauge, and there were no chips on the sub spindle, and the part didn't move at all. I definitely run that tap again. All right, let's jump over to SolidCAM. I'll show you a little bit how I programmed it. So the machine we're running this on is our Tornos DT26. I've got it all programmed in SolidCAM. It's not a very complicated part, but I do have to think about the order that I do things in, like using a V tool to get all of these grooves at the top of the part here. I do the drilling on the first stop, I put a chamfer on the front, we do the hex, and then on the second side we do the face and we tap the part. That way we're not waiting on the tap on the first side, we can save some time there. With Swiss machining and dual spindle machines, it's important to figure out what you can put on the second side so that you can remove an operation from the first side and save some time. I'm actually going to be doing a full-blown tutorial on this part in SolidCAM, so I'm going to show you step by step how I program this part. So stay tuned to our channel because that's going to be coming up soon. All right, so let's go see this part in action. When you got thousands and thousands of parts to run, how do you keep track of it all? Especially when a customer is laying down and they need whatever parts you can ship them ASAP. How do you keep track of 6,000 parts? The answer is easy. We use egg cartons. In our egg carton, we've got 30 spaces. That means if you put a part in each of them, that's 30 parts. You put 2 parts in them, 60 parts in one egg carton. I ended up putting 10 pieces in each chamber, which means one of these egg cartons was 300 parts. And then you start stacking them, 300, 600, 900, and so forth. So that makes it easy to keep track, so you can make sure the parts that you have in your egg cartons, they match up to what's being counted on the screen. When we're shipping the parts, it's easy for me to look at the egg cartons to be like, yeah, I've got 2,400 parts ready to go. I can give you a partial order right now, let me get it ready. So it may seem like a silly thing, me talking about egg cartons, but it's actually very important in a high production environment. So that's our part for the smartest scrubber. Again, if you haven't seen Destin's video on the scrubber, make sure you check that out. It's a really cool project. I hope we get to collaborate more in the future because what he's doing is really cool. Make sure you like and subscribe to this video, and now I gotta go make some more parts.